I'm very honored to be here this evening to present some music with you guys. For the last 2 days, I was working with the Arkansas Arts Academy High School, and we were working on a composition that sort of reflects sort of the discussions that we're talking about here at the Museum of Native American History and the indigenuity project and program, event, festival. And we started working and talking about subjects such as climate change and everything that goes along with that, you know, flooding and stuff. So we all created an abstract piece that reflects those situations. So as the listening audience, I would try to listen to how we've interpreted rain, thunder, and different sounds of nature. So you can listen as best as you can, and interpret as. I'm sorry. You can interpret it as you would like, but the main thing is about the whole thing that we're talking about here. So, thank you very much. So we really grabbed a lot of the materials that we could find at the school, and we just started using our imagination and trying to create these sounds like fire, the crushing of ice, and a ship passing through the, like an icebreaker ship going through the Arctic and stuff. So we heard the didgeridoo doing like a ship horn, and the birds coming in, sort of like our last hope, you know, that we can turn it around or something. So the birds are sort of like our little, like a signal for hope. So thank you very much for listening to our students' performance, and thank you. Okay, thank you so much. It's been quite a while before I've done any kind of solo guitar stuff, but it feels really good getting back into the swing of things. This next piece is sort of like a experimental piece using a lot of electronic music, and this piece is sort of like the first piece we did with the students. I started composing this. I'd say the beginning of the middle of last week, and I started really thinking about everything that we were doing here at the museum and the stuff that we've been talking about, and climate change and everything like that. So this piece is sort of like I started with nature, and then we start moving into, you start hearing rain as like, that's how the whole global warming and climate change starts, with rain and abundance of rain and heavy snowfall, and then eventually, if we don't do anything, it'll just be like a winter into another ice age, or that's what the hypothesis is, or what the science proves, or what the science is moving towards. But this piece is really talking about the change from that, from rain. You'll hear rain going across, and then you'll hear our society, how our society and how everything is changing everything. So you'll hear industrial sounds, you'll hear people, and then all of a sudden the forest fires come. You'll hear fire, and then despair, and then moving into the ice age. So this is sort of like a piece that's sort of like a warning, I would say it. Global warming, global warning. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Very out there kind of stuff. I hope you liked it. Thank you so much. Up next, Larry Mitchell.
everybody. I'm not going to talk too much because I've been some sort of crud going around. I've tested a bunch of times, but just some sort of weird crud. But if I talk too much, I cough a lot. If I cough too much, can't play. Can't hit the right notes. But it feels good to be out of a hotel room and actually playing. So, and it's a wonderful event. I wish I got to see some of it online from my hotel room instead of being here in person, just because I needed to rest. It's good to also be back out traveling. I did travel. I was here actually in 2020 and 2021. And so I'm getting used to coming back here and doing different cool events and Neo Show in Fayetteville and Bentonville. But in 2019, I traveled. I was home only 60 days out of the year. 2020, 2021 was still different, even though I got to travel a little bit. It was very different. I watched The Price is Right and Let's Make a Deal with My Mom every morning, and then Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune at dinner time, and a bunch of movies, and still worked on 2 different records. Actually produced 2 singer-songwriters and 2 records for me. So I feel like I got a lot of stuff done, even though it was a strange, it's a whole vortex. I'm going to do a song from the acoustic record I did called, the record's called The Light Within. That's the image from the record. And it's done by a wonderful artist in Australia. And who was a singer-songwriter too. And when she showed me I asked her to hear some of her music, she gave me a copy of her CD. And I did the one thing you shouldn't do. I was like, who did the artwork? And she goes, I did. Because I was listening to her CD. I should have been like, who. But the music was great, but the artwork was stunning, really stunning. So I called her up during the pandemic, and she did this image for me. So I'm going to do my favorite song from this record. This is called Father. Since we kind of missed sunset, let's do sunset. So the first song, Father, the first acoustic song I did was called Father. And it's on the Light Within record. I did 2 records that year. I did something I told the 2 artists I was producing not to do, which was you don't want to release a record during an election year, number 1. But an election year during the year of a pandemic and cities on fire and protest and everything, it's like you can't get any coverage. No one cares. So they listened to me. They didn't release anything. I, of course, released 2 records just the week of the election in 2020. I had a lot of friends going through a lot of stuff, and I felt like I ended up with 2 records. The electric record I felt was kind of darkness with a glimmer of hope. I had a lot of friends going through a lot of stuff. And the acoustic record called The Light Within was very light and more positive. But I'm going to do 2 songs from the Shadows on the Soul. This is the title track, Shadows on the Soul. Forgive me if I fall. I feel really off balance up here. I'm going to do one more piece, and then we're going to do a collaboration. Like I said, 2020 was hard. I lost a lot of friends, and somehow this year was a little bit harder. I just lost two really good close friends in May and June. I have a song on the Traveler called Unforgotten, and I'm going to do this for them. This is for Dave and Norman, and for anyone who's missing someone who can't be here. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you, Charlotte, for bringing me out to do this. It's wonderful. So now we are going to experiment. So Michael's going to come up and we're going to try. We got together yesterday and played together for the first time. And we thought we'd try and create something on the spot with some help.
Okay, so this first piece is called Surviving the Elements. Some lessons come softly, others burn like wildfire. And these are often the most important lessons because they come so intensely and quickly. But they always present you with a choice: become engulfed by the flames and burn, and then wait to rise, born anew from the ashes, or transform into flame, becoming the fire itself. You can choose to be a fire burning brightly, igniting healing and passion into other hearts because you survived the very elements that tried to defeat you. Can you love the storm that ruined you? Can a bullet make its way back into a gun? What started all of this blooming? Okay, and this second piece is called Hearts on Fire. We each carry a fire in our hearts, an undying flame burning so brightly it can barely be contained. In these earthbound bodies, this fire can never be extinguished. Our ancestors sang songs that sparked its breathing, the fire we carry giving us meaning and purpose. Some call it life, call it passion, call it gift, call it spirit. Name it magic, for it has always been yours, ours, fully. We move through the world together, interconnected with whole hearts, scars and all, because you are everything that ever happened to you. You are here. You are loved. Remember, you are fire, and you cannot make fire feel afraid. So be brave in the healing of yourself and others. Be a warrior of revolutionary, legendary love. right, I'm gonna do one more. This one is called Chasing Storms. I heard once, a rupture chooses who it wants to break, the way a barrel chooses the bullet. I walked away from what I thought was love, listening to the sounds of thunder. He kissed me like lightning, but he fell apart like rain. The first man I loved painted his organs outside of his body. Brush stroked his heart into beating again and again. He held whole notes in his hands and a marching band inside his heart. And he played song after song to keep us from falling apart. We were chasing storms, but forgot about the lightning. He kept asking if I knew about surrender, if surviving meant exploding like thunder, as we chased away the gray, whispering wishes like prayers. I should have seen what was going to happen next. He parted his lips, then slowly pulled out petal after petal of red until his mouth flowered a wilted bouquet of questions. How do wounds make love when you're struggling with whether or not you're enough? Can we stitch back together our broken with all these words left unspoken? Okay, and I guess I'll go ahead and do another, and this one is called For Girls and Women on Fire. Everything happens for a reason and breaks you. Things you thought were heartache was really Creator helping you dodge a massive bullet destined for danger, rupture, and the darkness you crawled your way out of long ago. So let go. Let go of anything that didn't work out the way you wanted, because you know this. Deep in your heart of hearts, you know. You were born from a line of fierce women on fire who shine light in the darkest of places and heal those in need. And if people are afraid of you, let them be afraid. They should be, because you are powerful beyond containment, the kind of free people dream of embodying. And everything is coming together the way it was always destined, because you are destined for greatness. And anything you ever set your mind to, you looked yourself in the mirror and said, we are going to do this, and you did. You did do it, so don't stop now, because you are meant to keep all of the promises you ever made to yourself.
Gabriel Durham was the winner of our contest last year for Solutions for the Planet, and he happens to be a fabulous musician. And we want to join in if you guys are so fabulous. But it's a song that usually closes out the Kerrville Music Festival. And I'm going to turn it over to him. You guys are pretty outstanding. But all of you, thank you so much for this evening. And, you know, history's been made with all the different people we've brought together. Thank you.
If I have one, it's up here. So yeah, I guess that'll go on camera better. So, little story about all this. This is kind of a special moment for me. My dad, some of you may have met him, was here yesterday, Bobby Bridger. He's an epic folk balladeer. So if you know, like, Homer, the Iliad and the Odyssey, he's the only person who's ever done that for the American West. He did that for the Plains Indian Wars, Buffalo Bill, all these kinds of things. Just him singing in Homeric verse. It's pretty amazing. But this song is different. This song came from his Heal and the Wisdom album that then kind of sparked a fire in Texas for this Kerrville Folk Festival that we sing every year. It's where my parents met. It's where I've been every summer of my life. So this song means a lot to me. However, I've never done it alone before. And also, I just picked up this guitar from upstairs, so I've never played this guitar before, and I've never used this pick before either. So I'm a little nervous, but at the same time, I adore this song, and I play it all the time alone, so I figured this would be a good place to debut it, so I appreciate y'all letting me do such a important thing, so thank you. And it is a folk song, so by the third verse or so, you should be getting the chorus with me, and some other folks in the audience might already know some of the chorus, and so if you start to feel like you know some of the words I'm singing, please sing along. And by the end of it, I might be making everybody sing. So you'll get that chorus as we break in. So let me make sure I'm in the right spot. Check, check. How we doing? Woo! Yep. All right. I knew a man who had it all for a while. He was smart, clear, and handsome with a genuine smile. Everybody that met him felt nothing to hide. But while still a young man with so much ahead, he just laid down and he died. He sang, there is a reason, and there is a rhyme. There is a season, and there is a time. There is a purpose, and there is a plan. One day together, we're healing the wisdom, and we'll understand. And I knew a woman, she had nothing at all. With no one to catch her, she had a sad fall. But while on the bottom, oh, she learned how to see. And today she is flying and teaching her brothers that they can be free. She sings, there is a reason, and there is a rhyme. There is a season, and there is a time. There is a purpose, and there is a plan. And one day together, we're healing the wisdom, and we'll understand. And I knew a country, we had visions that dreamed. All the people were equal, or so it all seemed. But gaining oneness with our fellow man, it's so useless not knowing the spirit of oneness we share with the land. She sings, there is a reason, and there is a rhyme. There is a season, and there is a time. There is a purpose, and there is a plan. And one day together we'll heal in the wisdom and we'll understand. And I know a people we're beginning to learn. It all moves together, the wheel always turns. But we must act swiftly and oh so carefully too. But if we are honest and learn to believe, we just might continue to sing, there is a reason and there is a rhyme. There is a season and there is a time. There is a purpose and there is a plan. One day together we'll heal in the wisdom and we'll understand. One more time. Sing, there is a reason and there is a rhyme. There is a season and there is a time. There is a purpose and there is a plan. And one day together we'll heal in the wisdom and we'll understand. Thank you. Heal in the wisdom. There we go.
Take that, Kerrville, and that ends the 6th annual cultural celebration, Indigenuity 2.0, honoring the lessons of Mother Earth. There is a season, and we made a lot of friends today. Thank you all. See you next year.